This podcast is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Keep your private financial data safe and secure from hackers by going to expressvpn.com/rooster. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Chris.
I'm Barbara.
And I'm Gus. Hello, welcome, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm doing.
It's Chris!
Yay! Wow. Wow.
We finally have a good Chris on the show.
Ooh, get dunked on, other Chris. We don't say his last name here.
No. People know who he is.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy. Every time I've known that Chris for over a decade now,
Chris.
and I think every time I see him, he still surprises me with some new thing I didn't know or some weird Chris attribute. It's like, oh.
At what point are you going to be like 15 years in and you're just going to be like, I've tried long enough. It's not going to work. You're just too weird.
I mean, you've known him for... No, you haven't known him for 15 years.
I've known
13?
him for...
12?
2009?
When did we move? 2010 or 20... Probably 10 or 11 years at this point.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of time to know someone and still be surprised about things. I'm going to be real.
Yeah, it's... But, I mean...
He has a lot of secrets.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's an interesting
That's
guy.
true. I mean, every time I see him, and I've only known him for like 3 or 4 years, I too am very surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure if they're like good surprises or bad surprises.
It's a grab bag. You take the good with the bad.
Yeah, it's just surprises.
Yeah.
I don't think we qualify them as good or bad these days.
I do love him though. He's a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. How should I tell? Okay, I'm not going to get to it yet. I'll reveal the answer here in a minute. I got this little background first. So I was out of town for a couple of days, and on one of my security cameras, I could see that a bird had flown into my house and died and fallen into my yard.
Happens.
And I was like, fuck.
How did it fly into your house?
Birds are stupid.
He's got
they're
really
fucking
clean
dumb as
windows.
shit.
I mean, I would think it'd be pretty smart to
To
get
be
into
fair,
your house.
they were fine without us, and then humans invented glass.
What about a tree? Would a bird fly into a fucking tree? What about a tree house?
See a tree.
I can't see a house. A house is bigger than a tree.
Well,
Clear.
Maybe it was the window. Yeah, like a.
It was the window.
Okay.
Aw. There goes that.
Okay.
So this fucking bird is dead in my yard, and I could see on the security camera. I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna be home for a couple days. By the time I get
thought
back,
you meant it was in your house.
no. It like hit the window, fell into the yard.
Wait, what?
I thought he said that it flew into his house. Like
No,
Inside.
it's like in your living room.
It hit the house.
It's like watching your Netflix and like just chilling.
It ate all my food.
And it like ate too much food and died.
Yeah.
So I see it in my yard. I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna be home for a few days. By the time I get there, it's gonna be like filled with ants and maggots. It's just gonna be this disgusting thing I'm gonna have to pick up and clean. And then like that night, my security camera went off and I looked at it, and this fox came into my backyard. And I was like, oh shit, the fox is gonna eat the bird. It's gonna take it away and I'm gonna be safe. That fucking fox made a beeline right to the bird's dead body, smelled it, and turned its little fucking snooty nose up and walked away. I was like, you fucking piece of shit, fox.
Not fresh enough.
Not fresh enough. The next day at night, or the next night, camera goes off again. I check it. There's a possum walking around my backyard. And again, it walks in a straight line straight up to the bird, sniffs it like twice, and then just picks up the body and like walks off with it. But it doesn't walk the whole, like it walks just a little down my yard, like to the other corner, and then just begins devouring this bird, just like ripping it apart.
Gross.
And I was like, oh shit. It made an even worse mess for me to clean up. But I came home, it ate everything.
Feathers and all.
I mean, there was like 2 little feathers left on the ground. I was like, I couldn't tell that a possum just devoured an entire bird right here.
Yeah.
Like it was like the bones, nothing was left. It ate everything. I was like,
I guess if it'd been dead a while, there's not a lot of liquid blood to come out anymore.
Liquid blood.
Well, it's all like goo, isn't it, after a while?
I was like, man, that possum, like it wasn't like an awful thing I had to do, but it was something I was not looking forward to. Possum just showed up and ate it. I was like, imagine you have a problem. He's like, fuck it, I'll just eat it. Like, what if you could eat the problems in your life?
Yeah, kids, strive to have possum standards, not fox standards. All right, don't turn your nose.
Foxes have had it too good for too long.
Exactly. Trying to be picky.
Oh yeah.
When I came back from out of town, I had to fly back to Austin. This is the flight story. You know, nature's healing. The world's coming back together. I'm talking about flying.
Was there any construction at the airport?
There was construction at the airport, but I had the weirdest interaction with a TSA screener I've ever had in my life. You know, normally you go to the airport and they're like, they want to see your ID, they want to see your boarding pass, and they scan it all and they let you through. And I walked up and I had my boarding pass on my phone, and I gave the guy my ID, or I should say, I gave the screener my ID, and the screener says, "I don't need your boarding pass. The government knows everything about you." And I was like, "Okay."
It's a weird way to phrase that.
I was like, "That's fine." So he like scans my boarding pass. He goes, "Yep, see, I've got all your info right here on my screen." I was like, "Okay." Then he turns the screen to me like, "Look, it's all right here. That's all your info. The government knows everything about you. Take a look." I was like, "Can I go?" Like, is that fuck?
I bet you that guy watches the RT podcast and was doing it just so you would tell the story.
I don't know. I'm so confused. And it wasn't anything crazy. Like, it was like a picture of my ID and my flight info. Like, it wasn't like my whole.
Look, I can airdrop this to my phone too. Look, now I have all your information on my phone. I'm going to call you.
I'm the government.
Yes?
Yeah.
He almost sounds surprised and he's excited. Like he's blown away by it.
Yeah, it was like, was it his first day? It was just such a weird encounter. Normally, it's like, I don't remember those interactions at all, but he was just like, oh yeah, the government knows.
He did that so you would never ask that question again. He's just like, this is how I get people. I tell them more than they need to know so that they stop questioning us.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The next time I go through TSA, I'm just gonna be like, does the government know?
Can you show me? What does the government
Show
know?
me.
Show me.
What
what's
do
on
they
there.
know?
I'm gonna be real. Amy's ice cream at an airport does befuddle me. I don't know how someone eats ice cream and then gets on a plane.
I traveled with someone from this company once who bought a fucking milkshake and walked onto the plane with an Amy's milkshake. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with that? You're like a monster.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Chris Damaris?
I don't remember exactly what it was. I want to say I think it was Jack, but it might have been Chris Damaris. I've seen Chris Damaris buy smoothies and get on the plane, which isn't as weird to me.
Wasn't there a trippy one? I think it was New York Comic Con one year
Smoothie.
where Michael and Chris were like the last people to board the planes and they came on with milkshakes
I thought it was smoothies.
or smoothies.
Yeah.
So they were drinking something cold and delicious.
Yeah, they almost missed the flight because they got smoothies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot here. What's wrong with a cheeky ice cream?
I feel like a lot of
people.
people have some level of intolerance to milk and lactose.
Yep.
So, and then the pressure difference when you're in the plane already makes you gassy to begin with. So it's just like you're like fart city if you take a milkshake on a plane.
I'm glad you get me,
Yeah.
Gus. I've been trying to tell this to people, they're like, what's wrong with ice cream on a plane? I'm like, listen,
I mean, some people
Toot Central.
are
you
not
know?
lactose intolerant.
It's a very small number of
Very
people.
small percentage.
Who are not?
Yeah. I think that's like a weird thing. I think most people don't realize like it's a really small percentage of people who can handle dairy
I mean,
Why are
we're
we all messing with it then?
because it's fucking delicious.
delicious, yeah. Yeah, it's
Have
really
you
good.
tried cheese?
What-
Jeez.
it's like we're the only mammal that drinks milk from another mammal.
So
I hate that fact though, because we're also the only mammal who built a skyscraper. Like, there's so much shit.
we're the only mammals who've watched Terminator 2 all the way through.
Yeah, but what about dolphins? But what about dolphins? They're very smart.
Experts estimate that 68% of the world's population has lactose malabsorption.
That's a very large percentage.
I'm definitely one of those people. But does it stop me? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's great.
But you'll see me in line at the Amy's at Austin Bergstrom.
Yeah, I think Trevor might also be because he's woken me up with smells of fart. Like his farts have smelled so bad that it's awakened me out of my slumber.
So not from the sound, from just the stench.
from the stench.
That's bad.
Yeah,
That's bad.
Wow.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it's
Like
very
there's the
impressive.
sound, there's the potential for vibration, and then there's the stench. And I think the stench is like the worst of the three.
It's yeah,
I've woken myself up with my own stench before.
with your own stench. Yeah, yeah. Hey, that means you're living life.
I'm drinking those Amy's milkshakes and getting on planes.
Every day.
Like I already fall asleep on planes so easily, and I snore, and like I'm like so relaxed when I'm asleep on a plane. I know if I drink a milkshake, I'm gonna pass out and just be farting the whole time in my sleep. Like someone's gonna be sitting next to me, like, oh my god, I got the worst seat on the plane, and I'm just gonna sleep through the whole thing.
Oh, poor Esther.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I'm not gonna subject anyone to that. Oh, come on.
Oh, fart sounds. Those are my favorite.
They'll never not be funny.
Gus, out of curiosity, do you have a Simmons line that you would do to get into character? I was trying to think.
That's
about
an
this the
excellent
other day.
idea, sir.
There it is.
That is rude.
I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. That's an excellent idea, sir. That's what I normally say. Okay, let's go.
I love it so much.
And I'm in.
I love it.
That's a very Smithers energy.
Yeah.
What was your line to get into Vav? In X-ray and Vav? Wow.
Oh, I thought you were thinking. I thought you were trying to remember.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to remember one single line I had, but I don't remember.
I don't remember. Like, man, I have to rewatch that series. It's been such a long
A
time.
long time. I mean, that's almost 6.5 years ago, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Damn.
Can I get mad at Nintendo? We're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about Nintendo.
of course.
Holy shit. I haven't been on the podcast since this happened.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
There's been Bluetooth audio in
I
the
can't
Switch
fucking
this whole
believe it, dude.
time.
I can't believe it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
They released a software update. So now Bluetooth audio works on the Switch.
Yep.
Oh, I bought a thing.
Yeah, it's been in there.
bought a little
It's
annoying
been 4.5 years.
Yep.
It's been in there.
I bought a thing where if I
Yeah.
don't take it out when I'm on a plane to put my Switch away, it is bending in the thing.
You don't need that.
So now it's on this, or it
in there.
has been?
It's always been
yeah.
there. Yeah.
They just
Wait,
they just
why
released a
didn't- was
software update and that enabled it.
Was it like a security risk? Like, what was the reason they didn't have that on?
I don't know. They just did.
It's Nintendo.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't there because like they didn't have the hardware to do it. I thought it was like some other weird limitation. No, they just released the
Wow.
software update and they're like, oh yeah, there's Bluetooth audio now. I was looking for a table to flip. I was so fucking.
I like that they gave us something, and everyone's
We're
annoyed.
still angry about it.
like when they announced like the Switch, the new Switch that's gonna come out or whatever. Like I was mad that didn't have Bluetooth audio. It's been in there the whole time. That's the only thing I wanted. They lost out on a pre-sale. I would have ordered the new Switch if they said it has Bluetooth audio, and then they would have released this. Then I would have been mad for that reason.
It's so baffling how Nintendo still does that. Like what Gavin said, like when they're giving us something we want and we're angry about it. I feel like that's just their MO.
It's been so long. People have it's been so long that people's Switches have conceivably died, like from because it's been 4.5 years. And they've gotten new ones. Like entire Switches have gone through their life cycle without ever having used the Bluetooth audio because it was turned off, and that
Do you
FedEx
think
still uses.
if we gave them enough time that dolphins could fly a plane?
I mean, maybe, but I don't think Eric
very
or
smart.
could fly that plane. If
Air?
the dolphin does.
Air is like thin water.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like a fluid. So you'd think that they'd be able to learn how to get through it. They're already used to dealing with 3 dimensions in the water. They'd be able to easily fly
Oh, yeah.
a plane.
Dolphin's smart.
What the fuck? What just happened?
We had a whole discussion about dolphins being smart.
It's true.
Fluid dynamics, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Currents. The dolphin would be like, I know this. It's easy.
So if like the
Jet
dolphin,
stream, Gulf Stream.
Yeah, exactly the same.
if a dolphin had like 99% less like mass, do you think they could just like?
Describing birds.
What do you mean, Eric?
He's describing birds.
A light dolphin?
That's what
If this dolphin was covered in feathers,
Do you think a bird flies because it has less mass than a dolphin?
No, I think that what he's driving at is that. I think that's where we're getting in the car and going. is If it had wings and its bones were hollow, yeah, it'd be a bird.
do you think the equivalent of a bird to a plane is a human and a moving sidewalk?
Oh.
Wait, got it.
Like, yeah, that's a good one. I like it. I did think about it.
You know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was also thinking about like the little fins on a dolphin are kind of like wings already.
Oh my
See, this is again what we were driving at. Dolphins is birds.
Dolphins is birds.
Yeah. See, coffee break and Chad agrees.
Yeah, there you go. That's all that matters.
And I always see people like stop on the railroad tracks. And usually it's okay. You know, the train doesn't run that often.
Oh no.
But I saw someone the other day stop on the railroad tracks. Well, actually, wait, I take it back. So someone stopped short of the railroad tracks. The signal started going off. The arms came down. Then no train passed by. And then the arms went back up. So then the person went up and then stopped on the railroad tracks. And then the lights went off and the arms came down again. And the train was coming this time.
Why'd they stop?
Because like where the light was, that's where they had to stop. Like they shouldn't have.
You're not meant to.
They shouldn't have gone up.
Yeah.
They were stopped in the correct place before. Then they moved up to a place where they had
So
nowhere else
they
to
were
go.
trapped
They were
between
blocked in by a car.
Holy shit.
The thing, yeah, both arms came down like around them, and they're like honking at the car in front of them. The car in front of them is not moving. I don't know if they don't know what's going on or what. And then the train's coming, and the train would have hit them, but like the train stops in time. And the train's just sitting there, and the train just lays into its horn, like honking at the guy who stopped on the tracks. And then eventually, like he like scoots up, and like you see like the arm was on the top of his car, just like banging on it as he like pulled out and got out of the way. And the train just stopped there for like, even after the guy cleared the tracks, the train was still stopped there for like 30 seconds, just laying into the horn. and then it just like slowly starts moving again.
I know that exact intersection you're talking about, and it's so poorly designed because if you're waiting to turn at that light, there's only like room for one car right there. Otherwise, you have to stay behind the tracks.
Right. So that's behind the tracks, and there's a spot that says keep clear. So you
Yeah.
have to stop even further back from that.
But people don't always pay attention to that.
Right.
shit.
Is this
or
that
like,
airport by the In-N-Out Burger?
Yeah, right by there.
Yeah.
yeah.
The rules were definitely changed to encourage engagement.
Encourage you to be on the offense so that if you make other people laugh, you could gain a life. And if you act too like wallflower-ish, you could lose a life. So if people are just like not engaging and just sitting there or like just not doing anything,
Did that happen?
I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, good point. Don't spoil
Spoilies.
it.
Just tell me without.
There's a camera right there.
There are cameras literally everywhere.
So we'll pop into Gavin's death loop game. Least expect.
The best thing about that game, by the way, the melee attack is just booting them. You just kick them up the arse and they go off cliffs.
That's
and stuff.
amazing.
It's so satisfying.
Now I want to see that.
Play Deathloop.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Good luck, Chris,
Thank
at your
you.
new job.
Thank you.
We'll
I'm gonna
miss you.
I'm gonna miss everybody so much. I did a good job. I didn't cry once during the
Have
podcast.
you turned in your
today.
key card already?
No.
Okay. Make sure.
As
Don't let
we
him get out of here.
go on.
Security, it's fine.
We got security. He's gonna be escorted out.
Well, we still got the post show.
Oh, all right. That's right. We'll get security on. We'll have him,
Yeah, he's also a Chris. He can take my place.
we'll
He'll
make
bring
sure-
your box of stuff.
Make sure
You'll never know.
you're not taking any like staples or anything with you.
I
Like all the extra office
won't take a
supplies.
staple, but I'll take a stapler if you've got one.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys again next week.
Like
Bye.
Bye.